I'm here today in Hay River, Northwest Territories, and I'm with Bishop David Parsons, who's the newly appointed bishop for the Anglican Church of Canada for the Diocese of the Arctic. So, Bishop David, it is wonderful to have you on our blog.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here.
And tell us, how big is your diocese? What is the Diocese of the Arctic?
The Diocese of the Arctic is the very northern part of Canada. We sort of overlook all of Canada, not that we're looking down over them, but we can go from Klavik, from the far west, that if you go straight south, it's about 500 miles west of Vancouver Island, all the way to Baffin Island, which you start going down. So it's all of Northwest Territories, all of Nunavut, and all of Nunavik, which is northern Quebec, James Bay up and all the way to Angava Bay and to the...
So for the people who aren't from Canada, you're really talking about from the Yukon border to basically Greenland.
Yeah, almost over to Greenland, that's right.
And how many people live in that vast area?
Well, we don't have a lot of people. It's just extremely difficult for traveling. Back in the old days, dog team, nowadays aircraft. Everywhere we go, it's aircraft. So it's flying extremely expensive to travel. I would say population-wise, most people in a great big city, you've got way more people than us. But for us, it's and many different peoples from all over the world.
And so many different ethnic groups with the native Aboriginal population.
Yeah, we have all different types of Inuvialuit, Inuit, Gwich'in, Dene, Chippewan, all sorts of different peoples from all over the world.
And they all have different language groups. So there's
many language groups, yeah.
So it's a very multicultural diocese, really.
Multicultural, and also it seems like the Lord is sending us people from all over the world. And I think in that way it's a great place, so that why is God sending us so many people? And people are wanting to, in this multicultural, pluralistic world, I think people need to know about Jesus. And maybe that's why God is sending the people. And it's still an interesting place to be able to come to the north, to the Arctic. And we have extremes of everything. You've got to be very careful. It's easy to die up here. But we're northern people, and we're sharing Jesus, who can relate to people no matter where they're from. So.
Now, I know you have a heart for personal transformation, and that, of course, is the theme of our blog every week, is how to live a transformed life. Yeah. What would you say would be where people should start? Well, how do they start their transformation journey? Just give us one point to the 5,000 people who are watching you now from all over the world.
Well, I think most of us, what we do is we lean to our own understanding. And by leaning to our own understanding, Proverbs says there's a way that seems right to us, but it ends in destruction. Proverbs also tells us that if we acknowledge God in all of our ways, He'll direct our path. And God's way to direct us is to Jesus. And if we would look to Jesus, we would start having a personal transformation, not just with our mind, our intellect and emotions, but from our heart. And Ezekiel says that our day would come that God would give us a new heart. That comes through Jesus. Jesus will do that for us.
So to live a transformed life, we need to have a relationship with Jesus. That's the first step in transformation.
Definitely it's relationship, and that's what God is looking for all people. We're all wanting relationship, and God is wanting that relationship with us. And that's why we're supposed to be in relationship with one another. But family, God is calling us into His family, and that's so mothers, fathers teaching their children. But first of all, they have to come alongside of God. God's come alongside of us to share His mercy, His love, His kindness. And He wants adventure. We're northern people. We love adventure. And God is wanting us, do you want to risk? Well, we need risk. You think about all the battles and all the things that we need to go on. God is wanting us to go and join in Him. The battle is first in our mind. Do I go my way or God's?
So to live a transformed life, you need to have a relationship with Jesus, and He will change you forever.
That's right.
So now I want to hear from you. How has your relationship with Jesus changed your life? Just leave your comments in the box below. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter by filling out the subscription form, and you know where it always is. It's right there. And I'll talk to you again next week. But this week, work on your relationship with Jesus.
And read the Word.